an incredible setup here, incredible matchmaking, incredible storytelling. Oh, you had to come here. All these fighters that step in here, warriors, and all have my respect. And I'm into this game, yeah, we'll be into this, yeah.
And we are live here in the Maverick Center, here in the Salt Lake City. What a night it is going to be. Historic indeed for BKFC 56.
Whoever's the king of violence right here, this is going to be a great fight.
Early on the target, right hand from my boy, double jab.
Who's the king of violence? I am!
Combat fighting in its purest form, bare knuckle fighting in the city of angels.
We've got the biggest announcement in the BKFC history we're about to make, so let's make that announcement.
What's up, Knucklemania? The notorious Conor McGregor here. Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement that I have for you today. Conor McGregor, myself, and McGregor Sports and Entertainment is now an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the big leagues. David Feldman, baby, we did it.
He's now an owner of BKFC with us, and we're going to take this motherfucking thing all the way to the top now.
NFL training camps have begun, and the Hall of Fame game is tomorrow. And listen, I'm a big preseason bettor, but I will let everybody know, I'll warn you, the Hall of Fame game is the stupidest and the hardest game of the year to bet on. Like, out of any game of the year, the Hall of Fame game, these teams just broke camp. They're not playing anybody. Like, other teams, like, will actually have a plan and sort of like, okay, this is what we're doing. The Hall of Fame game is just sort of it's annoying to be in it. Right? You don't really want to do anything. Your players aren't ready yet. So they're really going to be going through the motions. I would expect it to be a low-scoring football game tomorrow night. And it was 33. It's dipped to like 31, 31 and a half. But just quickly, as far as training camp, this is a funny story that I laughed about. The Buffalo Bills, people talk a lot about their wide receivers, but Mac Hollins is having a great camp, and looks like their wide receiver situation is set. Valdez-Scantling is going to be the odd one out. But Buffalo Bill wide receiver Mac Hollins has not eaten a vegetable in 3 years, and only uses his hands when he eats. He doesn't use utensils.
Oh, it's like medieval times.
Amazing.
Just serve it to me.
Medieval times.
No utensils, not even
Medieval
plastic. This guy's the best. Hey, wench, give me my chicken. This guy's too much.
If you look at him too, he kind of looks like Tarzan. He's got like a Tarzan thing going. So like he plays it. Oh yeah, and he doesn't wear shoes. So like he is Tarzan. He eats with his hands. Yeah, he doesn't eat vegetables, only meat, and he doesn't wear shoes. He only wears shoes when he plays football. Like dead serious. Like he's walking around the Bills camp, like on the sideline and stuff, in bare feet.
So he walks outside. There's no footwear.
Yeah, no, he walks bare feet. He doesn't wear shoes.
Well, tell him to enjoy that when it's minus 25 in Lackawanna during Buffalo's winter when you're shoveling 8 feet of snow. Okay. Tell him,
he's Tarzan.
Yeah, he's Tarzan. Tarzan.
He's fine.
Don't clean car. Come on. What the hell's going on here? Wow,
he only wears shoes when he has to.
Okay.
He doesn't use utensils, hasn't eaten a vegetable in 3 years. And Josh Allen loves him. Him and Josh have hit it off, so he's on the team.
Amazing. I love this guy already.
Some good stuff right there.
I think their receivers will be fine. I really do. I think their receivers will be fine. Yeah.
I think it's a better situation, actually. I think it's a better situation. Gabriel Davis, bro, wasn't that good. He had a couple of good games. He wasn't consistent. And he was often injured. He just wasn't consistent. And Stephon Diggs, as much as I like him, he's a drama queen, bro.
Yep.
The last 2 years, bro, every week, every game, man, it's like, oh, we got to make Stephon happy. We got to make Stephon happy. And clearly Joe Brady, when he took over as the offensive coordinator, he made a decision. I don't care what Diggs wants. And the fact is, you're not getting open. The whole thing, you know what? Houston really didn't even need him. And I like Diggs. And he could help a team in the right situation, but it wasn't the best fit. And you're right, Paul. Like, Mahomes talked about this after he lost Hill. And he said, he goes, teams are going to have a hard time defending us because they're not going to know where they're going to throw the ball to. Because he goes, I don't know where I'm throwing the ball to. He goes, I got all these new wide receivers. And he goes, I throw to the open guy. And he goes, I actually like it. Yeah, and he even said, he goes, I used to kind of get locked into Tyreek a bit too much. He goes, now I'm looking for the open guy. And he goes, the defenses don't know where I'm going to go because I don't know where I'm going to go. You know what I mean, Paul? You got a dynamic core here, man. Samuel's a good wide receiver. You know what I mean? Shakir's a good guy in the slot. I really like Keon Coleman a lot. You throw in Mac Hollins, and Dalton Kincaid's going to be the star of that passing game, the tight end. James Cook's a really good back. People are sleeping on the Bills, I think, a bit, Paul. Like, people act like the sky is falling on them, but they're the same team, bro. They're going to make the playoffs, and let's see what happens in a close game. That's what's going to happen.
My biggest concern with the Bills is actually Cook because he fumbled, I think, 4 times last year.
Yeah, literally.
So you got to make sure he. Yeah. Okay. So the Bills had the top rushing attack in the NFL the last 9 weeks of the season, and that's going to go a long way into winning football games.
Yeah, when Brady took over, exactly.
Yeah.
When Joe Brady took over.
When Joe Brady took over, and let's face it, football's changed quite a bit. But the best way to win football games is through your running game. Your running game opens up everything else. And if that being the case, the passing game should be stronger, even if some people would contend that there's a drop-off at the receiver position, which is up for debate, as you say. There's plenty of talent there. It's just a question of whether these guys can step up and maximize their potential.
You know what, Gabe? To your point, too, Houston was a team on the way up, and maybe this is a different take than people. Like, I love Diggs, but they have a really good chemistry there. Young quarterback, you can't have a guy barking and this and that. Like, that's the whole thing why they were good, and I worry about it. Good guy and all, but the thing is, there's only one ball to spread around, and if he starts to bark, that's going to ruin the chemistry they have. The kid from Michigan, you know they have a good little core there. I think I'd be worried because he's a guy that's like me. I want the ball, and then we still got a young quarterback, right? That's the deal.
If Diggs wants to win, he's not a bad guy either.
Yeah,
so the thing with Diggs is he's going to have to accept, and I think from what we understand is he has to understand that, bro, you're now a slot receiver. Yeah. You can't get the separation deep down the field. And the fact is, Nico Collins is just younger and faster than he is now, Paul. Right? And you got Tank Dell coming back right now.
Tank Dell, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So, they don't really need him. And he's not like a leader type. Like, you know what? Like, Diggs would be perfect on a team like the Rams or like the Eagles. You know what I mean? You got Sean McVay, you got Stafford. You just sort of drop him on a winning team like that. And, he's like all wide receivers. So, people kind of villainize him. Whatever, dude. Every wide receiver is the same in the NFL. They get pissed off after a couple of years.
They're all open.
I was open, bro. They don't get me the ball enough. Like, their brothers or cousins always post something. Offensive coordinator sucks, and they like it. You know what I mean? There's always that little.
It's so
you know what I mean? There's always that little shade with a wide receiver. Yeah. I didn't say it. It was my brother said that. I didn't say that.
You know what? Think about Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham, and I think Odell held
Good call.
back.
Odell
Baker
threw
Mayfield.
him. Yeah. But remember, Odell felt that Baker was holding him back. He was like, "This guy sucks." And look, you know what I mean? Right. Baker doesn't suck. Baker's fine.
Baker got $40 million guaranteed. He must not suck, right?
And listen, Stefanski didn't like Baker and threw him under the bus. He used to call plays that he knew he couldn't run to make him look bad so he could get rid of him. Like, coaches will do that. Like, and people don't realize, sounds crazy that a coach will try to fail, but he will if he thinks. Same thing with Sean Payton last year. Sean Payton wanted Russell Wilson to fail so he could go to the Walmart ownership and tell him, listen, I know you guys paid him a ton of money, but he sucks. And look what happened, right? And we'll see. I think the Broncos are going to suck this year. Okay, on the other side, and so NFL starts tomorrow. Caleb Williams isn't playing in the football game. Bears aren't starting any of their starters. We'll tell you about the Texans, although the Texans going to be obviously C.J. Stroud isn't playing. But on the other side, We're going to talk a little college football. As Paul's got a college football team circled. He's got a win total. I've really jumped in with my college, even though the Olympics are going on. I still sprinkle in, half hour here, an hour there this week. I'm staying on top, checking in with different teams and looking at the win totals. Man, the college football season starts, guys, in a little more than 3 weeks. August 24th, it is kickoff with Florida State and Georgia Tech. And Florida State are going to be a good football team once again. A lot of people think, I brought this up last night, a lot of people think that if a college football team was really good one year and they lost a bunch of people in the NFL, that they won't be good the next year. It doesn't work that way. like good college football teams, they get stronger and they get more good players that come in. And then, it takes about a quarter of football and you don't even remember who the quarterback was and the running back was the year before. You're like, oh, this guy's better.
What has happened? What has transpired here at the First Bank Center here in Denver, Colorado? It wasn't just a big night of fight. It was a big night of memorable moments. Conor McGregor with us here in Denver, Colorado. Left hand from Rockhold. Right hand, right back from Mike Perry. Can I get a face-off with Conor McGregor, man?
It's an incredible setup here, incredible matchmaking, incredible storytelling. Oh, you had to come here. All these fighters that step in here, warriors, and all have my respect. And I'm into this game, yeah. We'll be into this, yeah.
And we are live here in the Maverick Center here in Salt Lake City. What a night it is going to be. Historic indeed for BKFC 56.
Whoever's the king of violence right here, this is going to be a great fight.
Combat fighting in its purest form, bare knuckle fighting in the city of angels.
We've got the biggest announcement in the BKFC history we're about to make, so let's make that announcement.
What's up, Knucklemania? The notorious Conor McGregor here. Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement that I have for you today. Conor McGregor, myself, and McGregor Sports and Entertainment is now an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the big leagues. David Feldman, baby, we did it.
He's now an owner of BKFC with us, and we're going to take this motherfucking thing all the way to the top now.
George Kurtz is going to join us in the next segment. 1-0 Giants over the Athletics, mid-7 right now. 1-1 Rockies and Angels, top of the 7th. And San Diego blasted my Dodgers 8-1. San Diego, one of the hottest teams in Major League Baseball right now. Paul Bovey with us just for one more segment. And so the Bears are playing tomorrow. I'll give you my thoughts on the game more in depth a little bit later on. But as far as the season win total, people are very high on the Bears. They just paid DJ Moore. They bring in Keenan Allen. They draft Roman Dunze, who I really like. Roman Dunze is a stud out of Washington. They bring in Caleb Williams. So there's a lot of positivity. But Matt Eberflus is still their coach. I don't think he's a bad guy or anything, but I don't know if he's some brain trust here. I don't like the fact that Caleb's not even dressing. They're not playing him at all tomorrow. Like, well, you're going to baby him all the way and drop him on the field in week 1 and get him lit up? Right? Like, I'm not saying get him killed tomorrow, but I think he should suit up and hand the ball off a couple of times, throw a pass or two. But, hey, this is the modern NFL. It's turning into the NBA. But as far as the Bears win total, extremely tough division they play in. The Detroit Lions are really good. The Green Bay Packers are really good. I think the Minnesota Vikings are better than the Chicago Bears are, despite the fact the Bears have a higher win total. The Bears did win 7 games last year with pretty mediocre to poor quarterback play from Justin Fields and Bagent. They still squeezed out 7, so people are thinking, oh, you know what? They can win 2 more games. But you know this, Paul. You've been watching the NFL a long time. It's not easy for any rookie quarterback to come in the league and just dominate. And let's call it out for what it is, man. Caleb Williams was playing in a Pac-12 against some pretty soft defenses, Paul. And every time we saw USC step up against a world-class defense, Notre Dame play an NFL-style defense. Notre Dame confused the hell out of them, Paul. Right? Like you saw that football game, couple interceptions. He forces plays. You know, he's really good, like, when the play breaks down. Like, I'm not dissing him. I think he's a great quarterback. But he's very raw in the pocket. He's not the type of guy that throws wide receivers open. He's the type of guy that runs around and is going to make a play for you. But you need a little bit of stability back there. It's just not automatic. It's not easy to win 9 football games in the NFL, Paul.
No, it's not. And I don't think it's going to be a smooth transition. As you say, he's coming out of that conference. I have never been a fan. I've never embraced that conference. I've trashed it numerous times here. And
you trashed it. You killed it. It's gone because of you.
I
way to go.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's still alive. It's the Pac-2 now. I love it. It's the Pac-2.
Yeah,
Beavers and Cougars.
Two teams. Okay. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. And I just don't think it's going to be a lot of
Paul, but a lot of Pac-12 quarterbacks have struggled too in the NFL. If you look at the history, it's true.
That's my point. Look at every Pac-12 quarterback that's come into the NFL, and I heard about all the Carson Palmer stuff, but it's actually not worked out. Can you guys
Goff
hear
and
me?
Rodgers, but that was a while
Goff
ago.
and Rodgers, yeah, that's true.
Both from Cal.
Okay. So
Andrew Luck was good too. But
my point here is it's not going to be a seamless transition into the NFL. Now, give credit to the Bears. Last year, their defense really stepped up in the last 5 or 6 games. And if they had not blown that Cleveland game, it could have been a lot better.
All right, Paul, we got about 3 minutes here. Tennessee Volunteers. Different numbers for college, you know what I mean? Plus money, minus money, depending on, if you want to do the 8.5s and the 9s. You're looking at this Volunteer team. What do you see this year with this Vols team?
All right, so first of all, Joe Milton definitely disappointed last year. You got Nico Iamaleava in there. Their running game was solid last year. The problem is they lose several on the offensive line, 6 defensive backs with over 300 snaps apiece, all gone. And I think their team has definitely taken a step back in terms of graduation. They don't have enough transfers to fill in those gaps. They got Squirrel White at receiver, and they brought over a transfer who's pretty solid, but still, it's not enough. And I think at 9, you're asking a lot for this team to win 10 games to beat you. So I went under the 9 with the Tennessee Volunteers. Iamaleava, maybe he's the real deal. Maybe he's not. But without an offensive line, without a secondary, that's another area they've been depleted. I don't think they're going to win 10 games.
10, I think, is a tough task. I kind of get the feeling they're a 9-win team. A lot of people feel that they're the quarterback actually is a Heisman Trophy sort of contender. We know that Heupel's got this offense clicking, and he'll be better than Milton will be. Right? I was never a huge Milton fan. I was never a huge Milton fan. But look, when they were running it with the kid that's with the Lions now, the years before. What was the kid's name? You know what I'm talking about, 2 years ago. He's Hendon Hooker. We saw with Hendon Hooker. He was an older quarterback too. The Iamaleava kid, Paul, he's one of these young, the young Hawaiian phenom type of quarterbacks. People are buying in, like I said. And James Pierce, their defensive lineman, he could be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft, actually. But I don't disagree, Paul. O-line issues, secondary could be a problem. The schedule, though, is manageable, I find, for them. Like I said, I'm looking at the Vols, and I sort of feel that it's a 9-3 football team.
Yeah, and that's why I went with the 9 instead of the 8.5 at plus money. Okay, those wins over there are worth 50, 60 cents. So when you could grab a 9 versus an 8.5, and you're only paying 40 cents, and I only laid $1.05 on the 9. So to me, it was a bargain, and I'm going to run with that just for reasons mentioned, and you added in some points that I missed, but yeah, I like Tennessee. I like the Volunteers under the 9. I think they win 8. So I think I'm going to win this. I wouldn't say comfortably, but I should win it.
8-4, says Paul Bovey. Tennessee Volunteers. The one college football total I gave out was over 10.5 with the Liberty Flames. An absolutely stacked football team. They went 12-0 last year in the regular season. They have 15 starters back. There's 134 teams in college football, and their schedule is the 134th easiest. Liberty's going to run the table.
What has happened? What has transpired here at the First Bank Center here in Denver, Colorado? It wasn't just a big night of fight. It was a big night of memorable moments. Conor McGregor with us here in Denver, Colorado. Left hand from Rockwell. Right hand right back from Mike Perry. Can I get a face-off with Conor McGregor, man?
It's an incredible setup here, incredible matchmaking, incredible storytelling. Oh, you had to come here. All these fighters that step in here are warriors, and all have my respect. And I'm into this game, yeah. We'll be into this, yeah.
And we are live here in the Maverick Center here in Salt Lake City. What a night it is going to be. Historic indeed for BKFC 56. Whoever's the king of violence right here, this is going to be a great fight.
Combat fighting in its purest form. Bare knuckle fighting in the city of angels.
We've got the biggest announcement in the BKFC history we're about to make, so let's make that announcement.
What's up, Knucklemania? The notorious Conor McGregor here. Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement that I have for you today. Conor McGregor, myself, and McGregor Sports and Entertainment is now an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the big leagues. David Feldman, baby, we did it.
He's now an owner of BKFC with us, and we're going to take this motherfucking thing all the way to the top now.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency, the pitch, the players, the hustlers, the people that bust them, everybody else in between. Paul Bovey was in a talkative mood tonight in a hotel room in New York City. He didn't even want to go. He was like, "Oh, I'm done." He goes, "I actually have more college football win totals." I told him, "Don't worry, we got time. We'll hit it next week." We got the Olympics starting tonight, golf Olympics. Obviously, everything else is going on. But I talked earlier, Cam, about the race walk. Like I said, I bet on everything. And it's the first event, the first events that are coming up in the track and field. So it starts tonight with the 20K race walk. And what I like about this event, if we bet on it, it takes like an hour and 17 minutes. I was looking at their times, so I was doing some research, and like the winners, like all the top walkers, they do this in like an hour and 17 minutes. If you think about it, 20 kilometers. And they're walking pretty fast. Let's bring George Kurtz in. You think, George, you could walk, speed walk, So you ever seen the speed walking? Like you can't go on a full out run, but you can.
Yeah, walk.
You can get going. You get a good pace going with the walk. 20 kilometers in an hour and 17 minutes. That's freaking fast walking. Like for people that laugh, walking in the Olympics. Yeah, okay, yeah. You go do 20K in an hour and 17 minutes, jerk off, and see how you do.
I agree with you, Morency. Like I walk every day.
You'll be puffing after 2 blocks. You'll be like, give me a minute. I can't do this. So I like.
Yeah, that's a wicked time for 20 clicks.
It's like a marathon, Ken.
They used to call it power walking. Remember they used to change it from power walking to now speed walk. But because I remember power walking. I knew
they call
it
road walk now, I guess. Yeah, that's the official term, road walk.
I like power walking. It sounded cool, like you're power walking. But anyway,
I like
that's a great
walking.
time.
Power walking is
cool. Strange, first off, by the way, boys.
What, you got a problem with power walking?
By the way, as an American, guys.
What's your problem with power walk?
Exactly.
They look strange. But as an American, guys.
Strange, though.
What is it? What is it? A kilometer to a mile? By the way, I actually don't know.
2.6, isn't it?
1 kilometer is 2.6 miles.
No. 1 mile is 2.6 kilometers.
All right, so
20 kilometers is 12 miles.
1 mile is how many kilometers?
2.6 isn't right then.
Cam's off. I know because I ran a 10K, 10 kilometer mini marathon, and it was 6 miles. 10 kilometers is 6 miles. So it's 12 miles. So 12 miles, walking 12 miles in an hour and 17 minutes.
I'm going to walk my dog after this. And that's about a mile and a third. And it'll take me 20. We're not power walking, but that'll take 25 minutes. So no, I'm not doing 12 miles 10 times that in 77 minutes. That's not happening. I'm not going to do it in 180 minutes.
So 1 mile is 1.6 kilometers. Okay. Thought it was 2 point something. Okay. Well, it's still a long way.
Like how Cam randomly threw it. 2.6.
I know.
Kurtz is like, he's like, no, Kurtz said that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I was totally wrong, man. I thought it was maybe 1.6.
No, I was right. Like I said, I know. And I ran in the thing. It's 10 is 6.
Right.
Yeah,
Fair
10
enough.
is 6.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. 10 miles. Yep. 16.
But you know what, Kurtz? You guys, America's the only country in the world that doesn't.
You're screwing me
never
up.
went with the metric.
I'm not saying we're right. All right? I'm not saying we're right at all. I mean, I don't.
Country in the damn world.
I probably wish we would go with the rest of the world. What are you going to do?
I'll be honest with you. I'm old enough that I vividly remember the day they changed it.
Yeah.
Canada wasn't this way. I remember I was in school. I was like 7 years, like 1976 or something like that. I remember they gave us some stupid like cube, and they said, "All right, there's no more miles. The world has got metric." And I was like, "What the like? I don't know what this means." Like, and I got to be real too. Like, I don't pretend to be a meters and a metric expert with everything. I'm more like, what is a miles? Okay, and I can kind of convert it, but I do know the kilometers a bit because, like I said, I ran the thing.
Yeah, good call by you.
Yeah, the world though runs on kilometers and meters, except
you know what it sucks?
These Americans like Cam, like Sean Higgs, soccer. That's too complicated. I can't understand
yards
these rules.
Is fine.
The meters,
football. The height in meters is stupid. You're 6'1" or whatever. That's the one time that actually makes sense. Meters is ridiculous. You're 180 feet. No, I'm 6'1", you moron. Like that's what I don't like. The meters.
The other one is the weight. They go with the
kilograms.
They go
stupid.
They go with the kilograms, the British way. Kilograms? You're like, what the hell? 67 kilograms. What the hell is this?
Cam Stewart, you're 3 stone. Shut up. 3 stone. What is
I
this?
do know kilograms very, very well, like a scientist mathematician, because it equals drugs.
Yeah, I have the Alexa thing.
How many kilograms in a pound?
That's true. Like people ask me if I was ever on Jeopardy, they'd be like, how many grams in a quarter ounce? 112. I'd be like, ding, 112.
28.
It wasn't just a big night of fight. It was a big night of memorable moments. Conor McGregor
incredible setup here, incredible matchmaking, incredible storytelling. Oh, you had to come here. All these fighters that step in here, warriors, and all have my respect. And I'm into this game, yeah. We'll be into this, yeah.
And we are live here in the Maverick Center, here in Salt Lake City. What a night it is going to be. Historic indeed for BKFC 56.
Whoever's the king of violence right here, this is going to be a great fight.
Early on the target. Right hand from my great double champion. Who's the king of violence? I am!
Combat fighting in its purest form. Bare knuckle fighting in the city of angels.
We've got the biggest announcement in the BKFC history we're about to make, so let's make that announcement.
What's up, Knucklemania? The notorious Conor McGregor here. Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement that I have for you today. Conor McGregor, myself, and McGregor Sports and Entertainment is now an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the big leagues. David Feldman, baby, we did it.
He's now an owner of BKFC with us, and we're going to take this motherfucking thing all the way to the top now.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. A lot of people are asking me, just a quick thing. We were just sort of talking about this is, so people are asking me, how do you know about the Olympic events, Morency, when you're talking about this stuff? And, I just sort of read, I watch the stuff, I'll pay attention to the previews, and not just like I'll go out of my way. I'll just punch in on YouTube or whatever, right? The racer's name, and it'll pop up, a feature on them, whatever. So, I just sort of study the stuff. But in the modern era, I always talk about this. Like, these events are kind of tough. Like, like drafts are tough for odds makers, and because they don't have a computer algorithm that they can just sort of set. But now in the modern era, and I was looking at this stuff, but I'm not fully sold on it. And George, I know you've used it a bit, and even our network is behind the scenes and everything. AI is taking over everything, right? So AI is a part of everything right now. And you can do it, guys. So, and I did do it. And you can just punch it in. So you punch in, all right, who's going to win the men's 20-meter road walk? GPT and all this stuff. There's all these AI things. It'll pop up and tell you, too. But the thing is, it's not like it's some expert pick. But it will sort of, it'll pop up and it'll tell you, this race, this runner should win, and it'll say, he's ranked this, and he won this and that. So even the AI can help even the common man right now for stuff, Connor. It's almost like an advanced Siri that actually will answer you. Like Siri sucks, right? You can, hey, Siri, what's the point spread in the Bills game? And she'll tell you, the weather in Buffalo is 78 degrees today. It's like, I didn't ask you what the weather is. Yeah, like
Exactly.
right. We know Siri is not very dependable and straight, good for anything. But the some of this new modern AI stuff can sort of aid and abet a bit when it comes to betting on stuff. And the smart handicappers they're deep into it, to be honest. I was talking to people about it, and they're like,
you hear a bird,
I'm using AI for my programs and stuff.
Do you hear birds? Or am I going nuts? Like, I hear birds chirping. Like, does George have a bird? Do you have a bird? Like, do you have a parrot? Or like a parakeet?
No.
I'd like to get a parrot.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm hearing birds in the background, and I'm not going nuts.
I got a couple of parrots in Florida.
Okay.
They are.
Anyway,
birds.
I'm sorry. Like, it's driving me nuts. Maybe, and I got no birds here. So anyway, see, hear it? Cheep, cheep, cheep. Yeah,
nothing here.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not a bird. I hear the sound.
It's a squeak.
I blame Kurtz.
Oh,
it's Kurtz.
I think I hear it. I think you hear a cricket. I think it's a cricket.
It's damn crickets in your house.
I think it's a cricket.
You have a cricket?
My door here.
I knew it was something, Morency. It's a cricket. That's what it is. Bird or cricket.
Yeah, listen. Everyone be quiet for a second. You're gonna. Yeah.
What the hell?
It must be. My back door is right here. It must be right out.
You live in the wilderness. What's going on here?
Crickets are loud, man.
I live in the suburbs, man. We got
Pretty good, eh, Morency? Still got it. The Whisper 2000. Look how loud
his cricket's really going.
Jeez, man. That's some big ones. I know, it's like blasting. Like it's like they're like.
I was dealing it, whatever it was. I was like, I heard some high pitched something.
I digress. I thought it was a bird, but crickets. Sorry, I'll stop talking. Continue.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Big fight today. Big fight today with the Pittsburgh Steelers in camp, and somebody on Twitter, and it's gotten millions of hits, said that the fight started because Justin Fields told Russell Wilson that you're the most overpaid quarterback in the league, and a brawl broke out. And people are believing it. Like, people are, hey, look at this, and they're commenting on it. And it's not true. Like, it's the stupidest thing ever. Obviously, nobody, that quarterback, whatever, it's just so stupid. But as far as, like, training camp fights go, this one was kind of a little bit realer. I thought they overreacted to it, to be honest. Whatever, dude. Justin Fields rolled out. They ran like a zone read option play, and it was a non-contact drill. And Fields rolls out, and somebody on the defense sort of bumped him a bit, and Fields went down. I thought it was an overreaction. The offense basically attacked the defense, the traditional offense versus defense stuff, but they went at it pretty good. But I actually think it's a pretty positive sign. You know, it's not bad at all. Like, when people see this stuff, it's actually good. It shows people care. Everyone's ready to go, ready to hit people. You know, so I know a lot of people are trying to make something out of it, and like, people are lying online about, it would happen because of the quarterback controversy. No, it happened because the dude on one of the linebackers kind of smoked Fields when he wasn't supposed to, and the offense freaked out. But all that stuff's good. Builds team chemistry. George, we got the NFL starting tomorrow. You betting the preseason game tomorrow? Well, we were resetting George as he'd been attacked by the crickets. The attack of the crickets. So I've never heard this. So they've pulled Kurtz. Like, they just pulled
crickets. I'm just making a comment. I hear crickets.
Your
Don't
fault,
need to get rid
Kev.
of the guy. Yeah,
you're like Rick Westhead. You should have said anything.
I know. I shouldn't have. Dude, they're still talking to this guy. Canada's women's team.
No, Kurtz is Matt. Kurtz is like.
I'm sorry, Kurtz. I didn't mean to do that. I just said something. It sounded like a bird or something, and it was crickets. I apologize. See, they're all over everything. Sorry, Gabe. I love you, Kurtz. Oh, jeez, he's struggling.
I've been doing this show 22 years, man. I've never had a guest come on and have to leave because of the cricket sounds.
There's a lot of things going on, Gabe. Yeah.
Pretty symbolic of my show going downhill, I think, actually.
I thought it was pretty funny for a bit. I didn't know if things were going to go like this far.
Yeah. He snitched him out. Now he's been pulled from the air. Like,
what the hell do you want me to do? Like, now I feel like a jerk. I should have said
we run a pretty tight ship. We're like,
it's too tight.
The cricket sounds have gotten louder. There's like more crickets now. So they pulled Kurtz. Like,
it's good.
Seen it all. I've seen it all. Like, it's something else, actually. Like, I've had so many things happen to me the last, 48 hours of that, we'll have an announcement. We have an announcement later to make. We'll tell people now, but it's more for people later, which sucks. And we just found this out tonight, actually.
What?
It's been a nice, proud run for the last 2+ years on ESPN radio. In Los Angeles and San Diego, but tonight will be our last show, unfortunately, in Southern California on AM radio. And I just found this out moments before we came on the air tonight. We're going to give the announcement when they join us, as you can't make this one up. Well, you can, because I've seen it all, Cam. Like I said, I've been doing this 22 years, so the station has been sold, and after my show tonight at midnight, they're changing to Spanish-speaking religious church radio.
Oh.
They're going from me and sports betting, and the clock is going to tick, and then they're going to turn, and the signal switches at midnight, and it turns into God radio in Spanish, Cam.
That's amazing. That's like 2
That's only my career,
right
bro.
there.
I'm like, I'm doing the last show on the Mightier 1090 tonight. Yeah,
it's like your other show, Gabe. You lost in Westerns, remember? And all it happens all the time. In this business, it's like, what do you got going on?
That time, I got pulled by, I got replaced by Gunsmoke.
Yeah,
Gunsmoke.
That's right. Gunsmoke. Bonanza. Gunsmoke.
I said too. I was like, "You're telling me I'm being replaced by a show that like hasn't been on TV for 65 years?"
Yep.
And they basically said, yeah, the owner owns the network and watches TV, and basically said, I want Gunsmoke on TV, and I want it on at this time. They were like, and they actually paid me too, like 6 months, and I got paid.
Oh, nice.
They're like, we're really sorry. They're like, we're changing the format. They went to like Western and stuff like that.
Wow.
That didn't work. Then they went to like movies and like whatever. So
They went to a
formats
lot.
changes happen in this business. Basically like there's towers, and the person that owns the tower sort of sells the license to someone. The guy that actually owns the 50,000 watt thing, right? So basically, formats change, and we're gone.
What has happened? What has transpired here at the First Bank Center here in Denver, Colorado? It wasn't just a big night of fight. It was a big night of memorable moments. Conor McGregor with us here in Denver, Colorado. Left hand from Ron Paul. Right hand, right back from Mike Perry.
Can I get a face-off with Conor McGregor, man?
It's an incredible setup here, incredible matchmaking, incredible storytelling. Oh, you had to come here. All these fighters that step in here, warriors, and all have my respect. And I'm into this game, yeah. We'll be into this, yeah.
And we are live here in the Maverick Center here in Salt Lake City. What a night. It is looking to be historic indeed for BKFC 56.
Whoever's the king of violence right here, this is going to be a great fight.
Combat fighting in its purest form. Bare knuckle fighting in the city of angels.
We've got the biggest announcement in the BKFC history we're about to make, so let's make that announcement.
What's up, Knucklemania? The notorious Conor McGregor here. Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement that I have for you today. Conor McGregor, myself, and McGregor Sports and Entertainment is now an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the big leagues. David Feldman, baby, we did it.
He's now an owner of BKFC with us, and we're going to take this motherfucking thing all the way to the top now.
All right, we've seen it all. I don't know what the hell's going on here tonight. Attack of the Crickets. I said, I've been doing this show 22 years, and been a lot of things, weird things happen. And I'm like, wow, I've never seen that before. This has never happened before. And I got to be honest, we've never had to remove a guest due to incessant cricket screeches before. But good thing that the cop, Cam Stewart, was on the beat to call out tonight to throw Kurtz out of the bus. What's up, Kurtz?
I didn't mean to. I just said it. Sorry, Kurtz.
Yeah, I thought I'd be doing a lot of things tonight. Trying to track down a cricket, not one of them. All right.
Wow.
When I took the earpiece and I looked around, oh yeah, now I can hear the little fine fella. I'm over at the door here. I think it might be behind this thing. I got my dog walking around now, so it'll shut up. I mean, I do get them from time to time. There's an attached garage right there, so they can get in.
Yeah, that's what it used to be all the time in the old days, Kurt. Your dog would always be walking around, and I'd hear the chain. I'd be like, what's that effing sound?
Yeah, it sounded like a real thick one,
Bet
too.
you wish you had the chain now, don't you?
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
No, you got to learn to close the doors.
Yeah, Jimmy Cricket's here.
Oh, my close the doors. Nothing.
You got to learn. You got to learn. You said parrot too. I actually just read a story tonight. I read everything. It's a crazy story. This is in England just today. I want to find the official story here. But basically, a lady went into a bird shop, and she's looking for a bird. And there was a cute little parrot there. And it was only $50. And the lady asked, like, why is this bird only $50? And this is a true story. I mean, it's not like a punchline joke. I know it almost sounds like it is. But I'll find here it is. Like I said, I just read this today by chance. The lady asked, why is the bird only $50? And he said, listen, this bird lived with some pretty crude people before, and it speaks very crudely.
Cool.
And she said, well, what do you mean? Like, what kind of? And they cut to the chase. The bird worked at a house of madamship. It worked like with prostitutes. The bird grew up with prostitutes. And calls everybody madams and johns and stuff, and more explicit, has explicit like sexual terms and prices and stuff.
Amazing.
And the girl didn't want to leave the bird, thought the bird was too cute, and brought the bird home. And when her husband showed up, the bird said, "New John here, new John." And true story. Yeah, true story. And the bird's spitting out prices and stuff, Kat. And she said that they had to explain to the kids that, like, the bird's kind of just like out there. But the friend, she goes, it's the best for dinner and dinner parties. They sit around and drink, and the bird just calls everyone out. Like it'll say, $60, $60, full sex. Like it'll throw out like terms and stuff.
And Brittany gave it to
his bird. I'm not making it up. It's the craziest story ever.
I love it. That is awesome. I want this bird. He sounds great. Man, what a tale. Yeah.
It's a crazy world, huh?
100 pounds. 100 pounds.
Makes you wonder. Yeah, makes you wonder, like, what do these animals they know?
Oh, what a segment we're having with George. How things went.
Yeah, well, you guys were talking about birds. I was like,
African white lion safari here. Like, this is fantastic. Great show.
Yeah, be fun clipping this later.
Yeah, clip it.
Exactly.
This is where else you gonna get this? High quality. Come on, George.
I just punched in Parrot lives with Madam.
Toucan Sam.
And George Peros popped up from the NHL.
George Parrot? George Peros.
Yeah, George Peros. Head of discipline.
Public player safety.
Just popped up. So George Kurtz in the house with us. We'll get to the speed walk-in. Have you watched the Olympics at all, Kurtz, as a recreational viewer and fan at all?
Sure. Today was a good day with a lot of day baseball today and not night. So yes, I actually watched the rugby 7, I think they call it, yesterday. With the women won. That exciting play at the end. That was fun, interesting. Wish I understood it, but it was fun.
It was too confusing for you.
I don't understand
rugby rules.
Why? Okay, on the game-winning play, before she threw the ball, pitched it, whatever. Why they all stood there like in a pose, right? The one player's down, the other player's like sort of like under center, and do they have to do it? Do they have to wait?
Yeah, scrum.
But everybody just stood still for a second.
Yeah, they have to, and they have to wait till the ball. They have to wait till the ball is rolled, and there's a timing to it. Listen, football came from rugby. Like if you'll notice, you know what I mean? Like they're instead of 6 points, 5 points, right? Their extra point is 2 points. They go for they try to kick it through and stuff. There's a couple of little things. I wouldn't pass a test like 110 on 10 if you asked me the rules, but it's pretty straightforward. And it's much more cool than regular rugby, George. Like regular rugby could be a little bit, it's good, but regular rugby is basically like, was it 12 like massive dudes, right? And boom, boom, and it's just constant scrum and like sort of like, you know what I mean? The rugby push in the NFL you see now, which I don't like. They never, you know what I mean? When you see someone, they just come in and they push it like 10 yards. That's kind of like regular rugby. The rugby sevens is more athletic. Like, it's more speed based. There's more space on the field. The game's only 14 minutes. It is very, very entertaining. So as far as baseball is concerned, we were talking about this last night, Kurtz, and with Wes and a couple of our guests. I think it was with Julio too in the late night hours. Anyways, San Diego, bro, they're a hot baseball team right now, and it's all coming together for them. And if you look at the landscape of the National League, like, who can't they compete with? We've seen them beat the Dodgers in the playoffs. They're beating the Dodgers now. It's one of those division rivalry type of deals. Like, the Dodgers would want to face them the least probably out of anyone, to be honest, just because the way that it goes and how fired up they get. We'll hit this on the other side, but I think there's value, guys, with San Diego to win the National League.
Good.
What has happened? What has transpired here at the First Bank Center here in Denver, Colorado? It wasn't just a big night of fight. It was a big night of memorable moments. Conor McGregor with us here in Denver, Colorado. Both left hand from Ron Paul. Right hand, right back from Mike Perry.
Can I get a face-off with Conor McGregor, man?
It's an incredible setup here, incredible matchmaking, incredible storytelling. Oh, you had to come here. All these fighters that step in here are warriors, and I have my respect, and I'm into this game, yeah. I'll be into this, yeah.
And we are live here in the Maverick Center here in Salt Lake City. What a night it is proving to be historic indeed for BKFC 56.
Whoever's the king of violence right here, this is going to be a great fight.
Perry on the top. Right hand from my Perry, double jab. Who's the king of violence? I am!
Combat fighting in its purest form. Bare knuckle fighting in the city of angels.
We've got the biggest announcement in the BKFC history we're about to make, so let's make that announcement.
What's up, Knucklemania? The notorious Conor McGregor here. Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement that I have for you today. Conor McGregor, myself, and McGregor Sports and Entertainment is now an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the big leagues. David Feldman, baby, we did it.
He's now an owner of BKFC with us, and we're going to take this motherfucking thing all the way to the top now.
I've got TSN on one of my screens here. There's Cycle Pass. It's the middle of the summer. It's the Olympics. NFL preseason starts tomorrow, and they're discussing if the Montreal Canadiens should acquire Patrick Laine.
Patrick Laine. I know, I'm seeing this too. And they had highlights of Canada, Sweden, summer showcase. I'm like, what?
Now, make or break Ottawa Senators. Make or break season for the Senators core.
This is awesome.
George, you'd love it, George. Hey, it's middle of summer,
You would,
Canada.
George.
That's
I'm
what they're
watching
breaking down on national
NHL
TV
now
right
daily.
now. They're talking Ottawa
NHL
Senator hockey. Will the core be broken up?
Imagine make or break season
NHL
for
Network
the
has
Sens.
a hour show every day. I still watch. It's Stu Grissom and I forget the host name on the show. I still watch. You never know what hockey news may come out there, so I enjoy it.
Well, there's no off season. I think they drop the puck next week.
Probably,
Pretty soon.
yeah.
I'm already seeing in Vancouver, there's already like Canuck stuff everywhere popping up. Like, for the record, Rick Tocchet has been named as the assistant coach to Team Canada. Along John Cooper's the head coach. Are you interested, George, in the Four Nations Cup next summer?
Yeah, it'll be fun, right? It's not the NHL for me, but I will watch. I would like more countries than just the. I understand they can. I understand why they're not, but I would like it to be more inclusive. I'm going to hate to see some players not be able to play.
You like the NHL more than the Olympics, even with the pros?
That's a tough one because I like it when the NHL participates in the Olympics. Maybe it's because the Islanders suck, so Team USA has a better chance to win, so I have something to root for that. It's close. It probably depends on how the season's going for the Islanders or how my fantasy season's going too, because I do hate the 2-week interruption.
I think the Olympics are much better, Cam.
Yeah, I like the NHL
with
for
pros,
the NHL, but you're right though. The talent is huge.
Yeah, the Olympics with pros, that is the most elite hockey you'll ever see. Yep. It's better than NHL hockey because it's all good players. Yeah, you know what I mean? There's no real fourth liners. Like, everybody is a star on the team.
It's also the bigger ice surface, which is how NHL should be.
There's bigger. Yeah, you know what, though? The bigger ice surface, it's kind of a deception. Now we're talking. We got to get away from hockey now because we just fell in the trap. But the big thing with that is, though, Kurtz, and I used to be a proponent of it big time, too. I was like, man, you got to go to international size, the NHL. Like, players are so much bigger now. There's not enough space. You've got to make it bigger. You make it bigger, there's less scoring, George. It doesn't create offense. It creates more defense.
They'll play keep away.
They'll play
keep away with the puck.
You know why? Because in the corners and stuff, you're further from the net. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you can keep people from scoring danger zones a lot easier with bigger ice. You'd figure, there's more room to work. It's like, no, they've got you like 15 feet away from the net now in the corner, as opposed to you're right behind, you're right there. So you don't get those quick, you know what I mean? Coaches are really smart. Like, we call them out a lot, but like the analytical departments of hockey and stuff, they're pretty smart at figuring out, like, stand here, box them out here. You know, they know how to play the real estate on the ice very well. So it doesn't lead to more. It really doesn't. And they'll never do it because they'll have to take seats away in their arenas. So point blank. I thought it was garbage, like when they did it in Vancouver with the Olympics, George, and they didn't play with international. Like, dude, this isn't international. Like, you play an international tournament, you play an international rink. Well, but we're not NHL rink. We can't do anything about it. I'm amazed, actually, Cam. There should be. I'm surprised there's not a rink in Canada that's international for events like this. So they can say, we're going to have it here. You build an international sort of rink in Toronto that's convertible or something from back and forth. But for me, I don't really care about the Four Nations stuff. I think it's stupid. But I give the NHL credit, at least, the players. The players always wanted to play in the Olympics. It was the league that didn't want them to. It was the owners that didn't want them to. So the players flex their muscle enough that they're in the games now. And this Four Nations Cup is just sort of it's for the teams to get ready. You know what I'm saying? So, like the Four Nations Cup is just point blank guys and audition to make the Olympic teams, George. That's what it is. Like, that's all it is. Like, you know what I mean? And then the year after, we'll have it, 2026. The NHL players will be playing in the Olympics, and we'll see who the best in the world is. I think it'll come down to Canada and the U.S., and we've talked a lot about it. The U.S. are stacked at the goaltender position. And speaking of which, Canada and the U.S., so the Canadian women's team deducted 6 points.
I saw.
Overcome the world against them, advance to the quarterfinals, where they will face Germany on Saturday. Won't be easy. Germany are a world-class side. But if they win and the USA win against Japan, the semifinals will be Canada versus USA.